It's Week 13 of the National Football League. And we'll get a look here at Trey Lance. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Commanders and the Saints, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the New Orleans Saints and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they enter play here. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Kamara gets it again on second down. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Brissett sets to throw it. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Commanders making their way out. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
The CD, this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then.
I would agree with you, and I'm going to actually bump it up to closer to 50%. Only because they still have some tough games to come. And keeping that focus throughout the entire season, that's been a really difficult thing to pull off. But so far, they've done it, and they've done it well.
Well, that's how you use your safety valve, CD. He didn't appear to be the intended target, but they got it to him, and he was able to get just enough to pick up the first.
And what a great example of where we are right now in the NFL, because if you're a running back, you're not just going to carry it. You got to catch it out of the backfield as well. Those combo guys, they're the ones everyone wants on their team.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 35 on second down, Lance looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. 7 yards there and a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Lance. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. A give left side to Robinson. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Lance. It's Williams on the catch. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So a roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. To throw, it's Lance. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. And Lance now to throw. This is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the past, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
Robinson will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1.
Short of the goal line. A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
He'll try again, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. Robinson. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick here is good. And it's 3-0 Washington. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Brissett from the gun on third. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, Lance.
Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Shotgun now for Lance. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Oh, such great concentration. They're going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There are so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed it.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jonathan Allen, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely defensively because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And Lance going to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Robinson up the middle. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
Now Lance. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Intercepted by the Saints.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They go play action with Brissett. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Brissett. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. To throw, Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This is caught. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, 26 yards. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit. Maybe there's...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On play action, Brissett. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Brissett. And that is incomplete. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
41 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
At the 47-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Robinson with another carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Werner on the tackle.
Throwing his Lance on third down. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Handoff now to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing now is Lance. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And the Commanders are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Robinson, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Robinson again, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field of it.
And this is going to be intercepted. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the second quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
Now the extra point. And the lead is now 24. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. No return here for Patterson, so they'll begin things at the 25-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Here's Brissett.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Brissett.
Open man is the tight end Troutman. And he is going to have a Saints first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again to 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Brissett. He gets this one complete to Tre'Quan Smith.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 45-yard line. Kamara up the middle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Brissett now. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. The 20, 10.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked out by Cameron Curl. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the 2nd quarter, my goodness.
I love the expression. My goodness, indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And now here's another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Lance.
Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
On 2nd and 10, Lance got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
Now Lance again.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Here's Lance to throw it. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. That was quite the call down around the goal line on 4th and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it, and as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to overcommit against the run. You have to almost sell out and say, they're going to run it, go make a play. They got pulled on that one.
Point after, right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, Brissett again.
He completes it to Olave.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Brissett to throw on 1st.
He'll find Hodgins there, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A first down throw for Brissett.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protect. Under pressure, they got him again.
Chase Young
able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive.
He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's the Panthers who are out in front. Kareem Hunt taking over. 2 touchdowns thus far. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Buccaneers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for Washington, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
On 2nd and 9, Lance.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there of 22.
The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. To throw on 2nd and 6. Lance. It's complete to Williams.
Lance's pass. Complete to Jameson Williams. That's a gain of 5.
Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Tressway now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They'll try to get the offense going with, officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Side and finds Olave. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw is Brissett. And my goodness, another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And they'll go for it. Lance. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
Well, the field goal attempt is well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in. Yard line. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Working from the gun, Lance. The quick slant caught. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
Robinson gets the toss on the right side. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's 3rd and goal.
Now Lance. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Brissett on first down. It's caught on the right side at Smith.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It's 2nd and inches at the 49-yard line.
On 2nd and inches, Brissett. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 3. And the Saints.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett.
Throw left side complete to Troutman. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take this one down to the 36. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They run. It's Kamara. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6. First down.
Again, it's Kamara. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Jonathan Allen on the tackle. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
To throw, Brissett. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And he finds McLaurin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep with the switch on that one.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 41, Lance slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is caught. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 41 yards. And the Commanders just continue to roll. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 7.
Brissett.
Olave holds it in.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Brissett now.
And that one complete to Hodgins. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 38-yard line.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Brissett. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brissett. That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18.
From the red zone now, Brissett. Wide open receiver, complete.
And the Saints are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And in the air once more, it's Brissett. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
Kamara.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Throwing, Brissett.
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll run again here with Robinson. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Robinson.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. A 1st down throw for Brissett. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
1st down, Brissett.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
It's a gain of 20.
Brissett to throw on 1st.
They'll find Hodgins there, complete.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
2nd down and goal. Brissett, touchdown, Saints.
Isaiah Hodgins
from 6 yards away.
And the Saints are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Taken in at the 3.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he is really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
Robinson, the ball carrier, taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Robinson with another carry.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Brian Robinson, the ball carrier. Tyrann Mathieu on the tackle. A 1-yard
Here's Lance.
brings up 3rd and 8.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
At the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Tackle made right at midfield. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
it's a gain of 2.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
A give left side to Robinson. And he'll work down inside the 45. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down and 1.
Lance and company going on 4th down.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin.
And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down. And an exhale there as they convert on 4th. There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end. But right now, they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Commanders,
the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, the playoffs look to